Welcome back in Tec Dev Studio, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use the save system for your menu and other stuff as well. So it's very simple. So first you need to understand why you need this. So for example, I want that if I go to my menu system, and then if I increase the slider value like this to this, wherever I put this thing last, and I have that value right now in my slider and I want to keep it that save. So when I open the game in next time, it will be automatically save at here, and it will become at here, and it will work like from here. Okay, so for do that you need to first create a save game. So for creating a save one, it's basically very simple. What you need to do, just let me show you. Just simply click right mouse and here go to the blueprint class and all class, then write that save game, choose the first one, select that and create a save game a class. Once you create a class, then the second thing you need to do is go to inside of that, and now you need to put a variable or whatever you want, depends on your needs. For example, if you want to save any string, you should create a string variable. If you want to control with some values, so you should use float or integer, depends on your what type of variable you want and which type of output this stuff give. So as a slider, it always give as a float value. So to get this thing, so you can, there's some inputs available. For example, the on value change. So we're going to use this one, so on value change. So first we are going to work on the save system, then we'll work on the load system. Okay, so for do this, you need to first create a save game. So the save game, then you need to choose your MN save game, which one you created, then you need to cast it, so you can now use the data of inside of it what you have. Okay, now what we need is we need to save that. So because we need to save, and it's coming with a float variable, so in the variable of our save game class we created, we'll create a variable called music. Okay, music, or let's give it a music value, and then on the variable type, let's choose it to float variable. Now compile and save. You don't need to do anything more at here. Okay, now go to your menu, your UI where you're doing that, and now you need to basically set it. So search that set music. Okay, now we have this value. Now we can simply connect like this. And lastly, from the cast, not from the create, we need to choose from the cast, right? Save game by slot. So now there's the two type of saving system available or function available. One is asynchronous saving system, and second is save game by slot. So the asynchronous save game by slot, what will be do, it will be basically 2 per another time. But if you use the save game, you need to give a load second time. Okay, but you obviously, because the save game pretty work like whenever you give, it's basically saving some data in your file explorer. For example, to retrieve that data, you can go to your save game or your save folder of your project file. Then here you find a save game folder, and there you find your whatever file you give name. Maybe it depends on your slot name what you give. So let's use, in my case, I'm going to use a save game slot. Okay, but if you think that it's not working like how you want, you can use the asynchronous as well. Okay, now we need to give a slot name. So because this is my music stuff, so I want to keep it as separate. So let's give it that MN or MV, the music value. Okay, now this thing will be work. Now there is a little bit problem. What kind of problem? Some of cases we might be need to don't create a new save system, we need to maybe modify. So at that case, what you need to do is now what I mean, for example, you can see I already have a CL save data. So it's my car list data. Now I already have a car list data. I don't want that it will create another car list. So what will be do, it's going to be delete this current one and it will be create new one. So I still want my keep existing data at here. At that case, you need to do this system. Okay, like the second step I'm going to show. Otherwise you can go with this thing if you think that there's you don't need any older value that you have to modify it. So now what I'm going to do is very simple. Just search that does save game exist. Now what type of save game exists, you need to verify that if your MV value is there or not. Okay, oh sorry, I typed more. Okay, now let's take a branch, and now what you're going to do is we'll verify that if you already have that existing value or not. If we don't have that, now it's going to be do this, and if we already have that, what will we do, it's going to be load game by slot name. And now what we want, we need the MV data, and we'll be do the same thing at here, and it's going to be put at there. So now I already have a existing system or existing save slot. So now I'm going to just modify there. I'm not going to create any new one. Okay, that is the method if you have the already existing system and you want to modify that, not just create another one or reset that. Okay, so now compile and save. Now this is for the creating the system or setting the system. Now we want a system that it will automatically load up that and it will be modify this thing. Okay, so for do that, what you need to do, you can basically cause that on your begin play. In the UI there's no begin play available. At the UI we call that event construct. So in the event construct, what we are going to do, it's simple, just add a sequence. Okay, I like to use too much sequence, so yeah. Then we also need to use sequence because I want that it will be whenever the UI will be open, it will be automatically load up everything. Okay, now we can simply use that line of code that we have already, so like this, or you can do pretty similar like this. Just copy and go at here and paste. So now first we will verify that if there's any slot are available or not. If there's any slot available, it will be get that data, so which is our music variable or value, music variable. Now we want to modify this slider, so it should be in a variable. We'll check it, then we'll set value, and then we'll put like this. And now we have that if suppose in the first time user doesn't have any data, what will we do? So at that point we'll be set a default data, kind of like it should be do this. The music value, I'm so sorry, it will be like this. The music value should be 1. Okay, and now compile and save it. Lastly, we need to do some modify at here on the slider that the maximum value will be 1 and minimum 0. Okay, the value by default will be give it as a 1, or let's put it 0.8. You will be see that it will going to be automatically set as a 1. Compile and save. Now you can see in my save game I don't have any slot name with that same name, that MV. So now let's click on play, and now if I go to my menu, and you can see it's automatically come in the 1 value. Now let me do some modification. So let's put it here. Okay, and it should be create a save game. See, there's a save game slot already has been created. Now what I can do, I can now close this thing and I can click on again play, and if I go to the menu, you can see the slider is there where I put it. So that's how you can use the save game slots with your menu. You can do the pretty same system for everything, like whatever you want. You can maybe save your call list. If it's offline based, you can save it kind of like your menus, your music's value, your coin, or your anything, like it's relative. And if you think that you are happy with the offline base, you don't want to make the online, like you need to use the database like PlayFlap or AWS Cognito at that point. Okay, otherwise you can use this system. And I guess that's all in this video. I hope you understand. And lastly, I want to show you it's a pretty simple thing like the resetting data or kind of like delete. How you can delete is basically very simple. If you want to reset anything, so you have to do just simply 2 things. Just copy this thing. This one line of code are actually really helpful. We can use the same thing in everywhere. So you need to just search that delete game slot, and if it exists, what you need to just simply remove that thing. Okay, and lastly, once it's removed everything, if you think that you have to set it by default, you can basically relaunch your map. Just that's all. It's going to be, because whenever your map will be relaunched, it will be automatically like a game reset or reopen kind of like. Okay, so at that point, just relaunch your map. Like a main menu, I'm going to reset my, suppose if I click on this thing, it will be reset, and it will going to be pop up my menu again. So by default it's going to be again it will be run this thing, and if we don't find that value, it is going to be put that. So for example, let's put it to 0.8. now if I click on play, as a default I have the values, it's going to be there. Now let me press on reset, and my game has reset. Now if I go to in my folder like my save game, and voila, you can see that there's a nothing. And then if I press on my menu, you will be see that it's automatically come on 0.8 because the game has been reset. There's a no data, it's basically reopen, okay, or kind of like a restart. So that's all in this video. I hope you get enough knowledge about the save game slots, and with this thing how you can use the modify stuff. I showed that load system, save system, how you can assign the variable, and lastly the deleting system as well. So that's all in this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you next video. Bye bye.